Hey T-Squad, it's Kirsty. And today, we need to talk about something way bigger than celebrity drama. Because this right here, this is giving global tension, military standoff, and low-key, are we about to escalate again? Energy. We're talking about Donald Trump versus Iran. And trust me, this situation is messy, layered, and still unfolding. So let's get into it. So first things first, this didn't just come out of nowhere. Back in early 2026, the United States, alongside Israel, launched major military strikes on Iran. We're not talking small operations either. We're talking military bases hit, nuclear-related facilities targeted, high-ranking Iranian figures killed. And that right there, that changed everything. Because Iran did not just sit back quietly. They responded with missile strikes, drone attacks, regional escalation across the Middle East. So, what started as targeted strikes quickly turned into a full-blown regional conflict. Now, fast forward to today, there is a ceasefire, technically. But let me be very clear, this is not peace. This is more like, let's pause before things get even worse. Because both sides are still armed, watching each other, and ready to move if needed. So yeah, it's quiet. But it's not calm. Now this part, this is where things get very serious. There's a place called the Strait of Hormuz. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically one of the most important oil routes in the world. Like, global economy level important. Now here's the issue. The US has been applying military pressure in that area. Iran has threatened to close the strait completely. And if that happens, we're talking oil prices skyrocketing, supply chain chaos, global economic ripple effects. So this isn't just their problem. This would hit everyone. Even with the ceasefire, the energy is still aggressive. Trump has made it very clear. If Iranian boats get too close to US forces, they could be taken out immediately. No hesitation. And from Iran's side, they see US presence as a direct threat. So both sides are basically saying, try me if you want to. And that's what makes this so dangerous. Now let's get to the core of all this. Because underneath everything, this is really about nuclear power. The US wants Iran to give up enriched uranium, or hand control over. Iran's response? Absolutely not. They're standing firm on keeping control of their nuclear program. Now here's where it gets messy. Trump has been publicly saying, we're close to a deal. Progress is being made. Meanwhile, Iran is basically like, yeah, no, that's not what's happening. So both sides are telling completely different stories publicly. And that's a huge red flag. Yes, there are negotiations happening. There are mediators involved. There are talks behind the scenes. Possible outcomes being discussed include Iran limiting nuclear activity, the US easing sanctions, frozen money potentially being released. But here's the problem. These talks have already broken down before restarted and stalled again. So nothing is locked in. Everything is still up in the air, so let's not sugarcoat it. This situation is not a full war right now. Not real peace either. It's more like a high-stakes standoff, where one wrong move could restart everything. One misunderstanding could escalate fast. Both sides are holding back, but also not backing down. If we strip it all the way down, this is basically two powerful forces who just came out of a major fight, standing face to face, still arguing, still tense, still armed, just waiting to see who moves next. This is one of those situations you have to keep your eye on, because it can shift fast. One headline, one incident, one decision. And we're right back in escalation territory. So don't let the ceasefire word fool you. This is far from over. If you made it this far, You already know what to do. Like and subscribe. And keep sipping that tea.